Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage, and as the channel hasn't been putting out videos on my regular schedule, I thought I'd just put this vlog together to explain to you guys what's going on, answer some questions and point out a few things that are probably going to happen with the channel over the coming weeks. First off, the game in the background is Civilization 5 with the new Brave New World expansion pack. Really enjoying it, it's a fun game. If you're wondering why I am taking such a strange route down the tech tree in this video, it is because I am playing as Gandhi and trying to go for the cultural victory, but China didn't want to play nice and we had to take swift and decisive action. So, as many of you that follow me will know, a few weeks ago I basically disappeared for a couple of weeks. I did trickle out a few videos, but I was ill for the first week and then I had a relative die as soon as that finished, so there's been a couple of weeks out of it. I was hoping then to get back to it and continue with my regular schedule, but with one thing and another that hasn't been possible. I've done my best to try and keep the Feed the Beast videos on schedule, even though the Let's Plays have slipped a little. Sleeping Dogs, hopefully I will be able to get done, hopefully one for Friday, if not definitely by the start of next week. The problem I have at the moment is I have a roadworks crew right outside of my window digging up the street. It is very loud. They've stopped for a moment, which is why I've decided to quickly do this video now. And it is still very, very warm here in the middle of the UK, and it's practically impossible to keep the windows closed for more than 10 minutes before we just melt. And there's a lot of noise coming from outside, so I'm limited to the times and the durations that I can record for. But hopefully we'll get Sleeping Dogs done. Like I said, I'm not going to be messing around too much with the side quests and things. There's a few little bits and pieces I haven't shown off in the game yet that a few people have asked me to show, and I will get around to doing those. But judging by the number of missions that are left, both in the main story and the side missions, I figure there's probably about 6 to 8 episodes of that left. So 2 or 3 weeks worth of content for Sleeping Dogs, and then hopefully that series will be finished and put to bed. Arkham City's been put on the back burner for a while too. I will probably come back to that and pick it up when I finish Sleeping Dogs. They are very similar games in the fact that they are open world, sort of roaming around fighting groups of bad guys, so they're two quite similar LPs to run side by side, so it's not such a bad thing that one is going to continue after the other one finishes. I'm keeping going with Feed the Beast, which is what most of you guys subscribe and watch for. Hopefully we're going to get that lightning rod completed in the next couple of videos. As I've said in most of my Feed the Beast videos, I do keep a list of all the suggestions you guys give me. I have some of my own as well, but please remember that I am trying to do these things in a fairly logical order. So if you're asking me to cover something that is quite a distance down the tech tree from what I've covered so far, I'm not going to jump straight to that. I have to try and cover the steps first in between. This is what happened with the lightning rod. I decided to do the lightning rod and then realised, hey, I've got to build 5 more machines before I actually can make the lightning rod, because, you know, GregTech is a colossal pain in the arse. So yeah, that's one thing. Also, most of my experience comes from forestry and industrial craft and buildcraft, so when you guys are asking me to cover some of the other mods in there, like modular force fields and AE and stuff like that, a lot of it I don't have any experience with or have very little experience with, so I have to go through the process first and learn what I'm doing before I try and put it on the video, because I don't want to put out information that's wrong or hard to follow. It's bad enough that the recipes change because they get nerfed and patched every time the game and the mods update. Also, another thing with my Magic of Feed the Beast series, again, that's on the back burner. I will keep coming back to it in bits and pieces, but that's not my main focus. The original reason I never wanted to make a survival series of Minecraft is because I don't have a focus. Unless I've actually got a project that I'm working on, unless I'm trying to get to a specific goal, I find it very, very difficult to actually make any progress. It's a little bit different with my tutorial series because my goal is to make individual machines and individual mods, and obviously when you guys suggest a particular machine or mod, then that becomes a goal for me to work towards. So we will be continuing on with that. Hopefully I'm going to have a few new series coming onto the channel once a lot of the LPs are resolved. We've got Payday 2 coming out in August. There's myself and a couple of friends that are very interested in getting a multiplayer series of that running, so hopefully when that comes out in August we'll be able to do something with that. Much better than the original Payday from what we've been able to see of it so far. It is less of a horde mode where you've got 4 people just surviving swarms and swarms of SWAT team members. You actually have class skills and you have sort of stealth options, so that could be quite fun. I've thought about covering things like Grand Strategies, things like Endless Space and Civilization on the channel. The problem with Grand Strategies 4X games, they are a little bit slow burning. Particularly like this game if you're actually playing towards a cultural victory and not towards a military victory, because a lot of the turns you tend to just sit there and click next turn, nothing happens, next turn, nothing happens, next turn, nothing happens, and carry on doing that for about 50 turns. And then when you actually have a military mission going on, when you're doing a military game, a turn lasts for about an hour while you have to move all your units around. So again, I've got another couple of friends that are getting interested in it. Maybe I can do something with them multiplayer. We're not really competitive with each other, so it might end up being ourselves against the AI, but we could have some really interesting fun with that, because we could go like 3 on 9 and just go completely masochistic and see what happens. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, obviously with the Steam sale on at the moment, I'm going to try and pick up a few bits and pieces. There's a few things I've been looking at, and if I see anything interesting, I will put that up. A few of you who watched my last video that I did with Roller Coaster Tycoon, my sort of hour-long special for 1,000 subs, there were a few of you that said you'd like to see more of that. It is a game I enjoy playing, so I will probably, as and when, do bits and pieces of it and record it. Like I said, I want to avoid long-running series because I don't get that many views for them, and as the series drags on, I get less and less views for them. And I'd sooner put out short series where I do a couple of videos on one game and a couple of videos on another game, because it's a bit of variety, it's something new, it's something different, and it keeps you guys interested, and it keeps more people coming and joining the channel. The channel is still growing. It has slowed down a little bit over the last few weeks. I thought maybe originally that was because I had a couple of weeks off and weren't able to put out many videos, but the numbers and dates don't really add up. Maybe it's just because it's good weather and people are actually out and about doing things, going on holiday and not spending as much time in front of the computer watching videos. That's perfectly possible, but the channel is still growing. I am still getting subscribers every day. I am still getting views every day. Hopefully we'll keep getting more and we'll keep growing, because I am dedicated to this. It's just been really unfortunate with one thing and another how they have happened over the few weeks. So there you go, that's going to be what's going on with the channel. Like I said, hopefully I will have a Feed the Beast video out on Friday, which will either be the lightning rod completed or the step before. I think there's going to be 2 videos, because first of all I need to build a super condenser or super condensator, and that needs to be made with superconductors, but I can do that in one episode, and then the next episode after that will probably be the construction of the lightning rod itself and showing you how it works and why we've got it. So hopefully the next one will be up on Friday. Can't promise Sleeping Dogs for Friday, but definitely for next Monday, and so that should be finished in a couple of weeks. So there we go. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye for now.